Hey, welcome back to Blanchy Talks Watches. Today we have an absolute beauty in for review. This is the iconic Omega Speedmaster. Now this is the automatic or reduced version of the watch. Firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to republicoftime.ie who have given me this watch for a long-term loan for review. So what that means is they've given me the watch for a few months so I can wear it in my daily rotation and really get a feel for what the watch is and how it's like to live with. So huge thank you guys, and if anyone's in the market for a watch, especially in Ireland or Europe, hit up republicoftime.ie and use my code link in the description below to get a nice discount off their watches, and make sure you let them know I sent you. Okay, so we'll dive straight in. So as I said, this is the Omega Speedmaster Reduced. So the reason it's called Reduced is the size is smaller than the professional counterpart. The reference for this watch is 35395000. This has the iconic look of the Speedmaster, which is the 3 subdials with the chronograph function. As you can see here, the seconds hand is on the subdial at the 3. Then we have the 2 chronograph subdials there. The large hand in the center acts as the chronograph. It counts the seconds, so if we poke there you can see it sweeping around, and it's incredibly fast to pop back to the 12 o'clock position once we've stopped it there. You can't even see it with the naked eye how fast it jumps back. The Omega Speedmaster Reduced was initially launched in 1988 and ran all the way until 2009. Now I don't have an exact date on this watch because the warranty card is actually, unusually, it's not signed. So we have the reference and the watch number, but we do not have a date or the jeweler. Very unusual. The cream card though is a giveaway that this watch is early 90s, and from a couple of things that I've kind of judged that it's around 1990 for this watch, so a couple of years after it was released. So as I've said, this is the automatic version, but it will also hand wind, so you can wind up there and it's good to go. This has 10 bar or 100 meters of water resistance, and crown doesn't screw down, so that's a kind of a no-no for swimming for me. If the crown doesn't screw down, I won't do anything more than wash my hands wearing the watch. But look, you're not going to wear a watch like this swimming anyway. As you can see around the outside of the watch, there is tachymeter markings on the bezel. So this is the most common type of Speedmaster Reduced, which is the stainless steel watch on the stainless steel strap with the black face. There was other versions including a solid yellow gold and a two-tone steel and gold. There was bracelet versions, strap versions with different dial colours as well. There was one with a date, I think, and a day date even. But this, as I said, this is the most common type, and to be honest I think this is the best looking type because there's plenty going on the dial there without adding any unnecessary complications to it. So yeah, if I was picking, I would absolutely pick this one. So as I think this watch is from around 1990, it would have had the original movement that came in the watch at the time. So that would have been the Omega Calibre 1140. They then swapped to the 1141 in 1996, and then 1143 after that, and then finally up to the 3220 in 2000. Realistically though, all of these movements were actually the same, and they're at their heart the ETA 2892A2 movement fitted with a chronograph module. So absolutely nothing wrong with that. ETA make fantastic Swiss movements. So aesthetically, the differences between this and the Omega Speedmaster Professional are On the dial there where it says automatic, on the professional version it won't say automatic, it will say professional. And then the size, this is 39mm versus the 42 of the professional. So the lug width is 18mm. As I said, it is 39mm wide. So we've got the crown has the Omega symbol on it, and similarly the clasp is embossed with Speedmaster and the Omega symbol. It's quite nice. You've got your traditional Omega Speedmaster caseback engraving there. This is an absolutely gorgeous watch, and for many it is a grail watch, and I can see why, because it is just stunning. I said before in videos I don't normally like busy watches, but I think this strikes a balance perfectly. I'm never going to use a tachymeter. I'll use a chronograph the odd time, but I wouldn't change a single thing on the look of this watch apart from the size. 39mm is just a bit short for me. I prefer 42, and the professional version is 42, so I know that at some point in my watch collecting future I will be getting an Omega Speedmaster Professional, because I loved this watch, having it for the few months that I did. So without further ado, we'll try it on the wrist. Now my wrist is 7¼ inches, so the issue is, with this being second hand, there wasn't enough links. So I'll just throw it on my wrist so you can have a look and see what it looks like on the strap, or the bracelet should I say, before I swap it to one that actually fits. I mean, it just closes, but it is too tight. But yeah, look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. It's got quite a nice side profile. Kind of unusual with the way the bezel scoops under like that. It's very nice with the domed Hesalite crystal. Yeah, absolutely beautiful on the wrist. So with the bracelet not fitting me, I had to go to another option. Now Republic of Time were nice enough to give me this brand new leather strap to go on it, which would have looked very nice, but I decided instead I would go for the striped NATO, and I think it looks even better on the NATO. Now I know some people are going to complain about putting such an expensive and nice watch on a, drastically cheaper strap, but look, do whatever you want. If the watch is yours, don't listen to what others say. Do what you think looks best, and as long as it makes you happy, that's all that really matters, isn't it? This collection, this hobby is about your personal tastes. That's what I love about collecting watches, is what I love other people might hate, and vice versa. So in my reviews I'm always giving my opinion, but I do try and be as neutral as possible when it comes to the facts, because look, I want to let you know what the watch is like, not just what I think about it. So changing the strap is quite easy. It's just your standard affair. I have a video up on it there if you're not too sure. Check out the video in my description and you can see how you can change the strap on a few different types of watch. But if you follow along there, just pop the spring bars off with a spring bar removal tool, pop them back on, and then the NATO just slides on. Now some people call this a Bond NATO because James Bond wore a Rolex on a striped NATO, but it wasn't actually a black and grey striped one like this. It was slightly different, so I just call it a black and grey striped NATO. And look at that. I don't think I've ever put a watch on a NATO that looked as good as this. I mean, that is perfect, and this is how I've worn it for the past few months. So back on the wrists we go, and this is how I've been wearing it. So as I said, smaller than I'd normally wear. This is by no means too small for me, but it's just down to personal preference, and I've said it many times, 42mm is what I think is my sweet spot, and it's what I gravitate towards. So it just feels a little, I don't want to say underwhelming, that's not the right word, because it has presence, it has the quality, it's a gorgeous watch, but I'm just used to bigger. But yeah, absolutely loving it. Really, really happy and excited to be able to wear it for a few months, because it's something that I really never thought I'd be able to do at this stage in my collecting career and reviewing career, getting watches of this caliber in. So yeah, republicoftime.ie, thank you so much. Absolutely loved having the watch. Not giving it back yet, but I'd say it'll be going back soon enough. But yeah, this is don't really know what else to say about it. It's such an iconic watch. As with many Omegas, it's a brand that almost everyone's going to know. I think watch people obviously will know it. Non-watch people, they're going to know Rolex. They'll probably know Omega and not much else. So it's a nice way to get into luxury. You're not paying anywhere near Rolex prices, but you're getting a solid automatic watch that is very, very nice. I believe this one is actually going to be for sale on republicoftime.ie, so if you check them out at the link in my description, you can see if it is up there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, really appreciate it. If you liked the video, drop a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to see future content. Cheers.